Hey people, Cade Slink here, how we doing? So stop the press, we have some exclusive first look news looking at the first Dark Angel, the Supreme Grandmaster himself, Azrael. And he's looking pretty good, to be fair. So I've got some to go through now, some of his skills. We can have a quick look at what skills he brings to the table. And also I've got a bit of footage of him actually in play. But let's go straight into the skills and have a look. First, he looks really cool. He's got the actually helmet on. I think if I remember rightly, the model has a little helper that does carry the helm for him, but he's actually wearing it in the game. And the first one is the Dark Talon Strike. So Azrael calls in the Raven Wing Dark Talon to deal 1 times direct damage. Now this is at max level, bear in mind, to the target enemy within 2 hexes. So you've got a bit of a distance to shoot it off. And also 6 times bolter damage to all enemies in an uninterrupted straight line originating from the initial target. So that's pretty good for doing some crowd control. Really good in some campaigns, I think, in the future as well. So yeah, that could come in really handy. All enemies hit are suppressed, so that means less damage, -1 movement if I remember rightly, and also they can't perform Overwatch. So it's a pretty decent skill. The ability's damage ignores all the attacker bonuses and modifiers, including elevation, and cannot crit. So you really are going to have to kind of rank this skill really high to get some damage. I mean, this is like level 50, and the damage is pretty brutal there. So I think you can get him kind of level up to 30 plus. It's going to do some great damage. So yeah, so far the first skill is pretty decent. And then we're going to go on to the next skill, which is the line helm itself. So friendly units within 2 hexes block an additional 700 odd damage. Again, this is level 50, so it will differ when they block, and also deal damage while firing Overwatch. So this is definitely gonna be a skill for your Overwatch characters, and this will bring definitely some spicy brute force into like tournament, arena. So far he's screaming out to me, obviously Morgan Ra, Revna as just 2 that just come straight into my head, where he's going to increase their damage so much more when he's standing next to him, and also it's just a block damage as well, so it's just some protection as well. Other friendly Dark Angels within 2 hexes also have their block chance increased by 20%, which is a nice hefty number at level 50. But obviously the rest of the Dark Angels ain't going to come out for some time. As we know, this faction is being released over time. I mean, it could take like a whole year for the whole faction to come out. Who knows? The next one might not be for another 2-3 months. We don't know. So yeah, where it's got other friendly Dark Angels, we don't know what that's going to be. So it'd be interesting when they do come out to see how he helps them as well. But yeah, so far them 2 skills are pretty good. A bit of a range attack and also some like increase in damage for Overwatch. Definitely so far this guy kind of sits really high, especially for as I said, the arena and tournament. I don't think it's going to help too much in like guild bosses, other campaigns. When you do campaigns and you can include Dark Angels, it's going to come in handy. Some of the legendary events, yeah, the extra kind of Talon, I think, firing against some of the units will come in handy as well. So all in all, it's so far he seems pretty good. Like I say, so far he's definitely more of a arena player by the looks of it. If you have a quick look at him again, he looks pretty decent. He's got Overwatch himself, which is always a nice skill to have, and also Final Vengeance, which is quite similar to like your Calgar, so they get just a final attack if they do get killed. He's dealing power and plasma damage, and also he's got a standard movement of 3. And like I say, this is not really showing too much of the figures yet, because we got the gear on, so it's not very accurate, I'm going to say, to kind of give an indication really on the armor and of the health just yet, because they could change because this is still in the testing phase. So let's have a look at the guy in action. So as you have just took here, I've got the man himself, Revna and Morgan Ra, and I'm just going to move Azrael in the middle and these 2 guys either side, just purely to show the buff that it gives. These 2 are the first kind of 2 characters that come to my mind that I've got the Overwatch kind of ability. So if we just pause it any second now, you can see there it's showing under Morgan Ra that it's buffed. He's got the line helm, so he's getting the extra damage. And then also you can see that was Reaver, sorry, and you can see also on Morgan Ra as well. So they are getting the extra damage just by standing next to him. And I'm going to chuck them in Overwatch, and you can see all 3 characters, including Azrael himself, are in Overwatch. Now he's going to bring Tank Smasher, and Revnish is going to finish him off. Snotflogger finished off. Calendis, it will just finish him off. So he's going to really help Revna to be so much more brutal in the future. He didn't quite finish off Abaddon there, but Abaddon's got a great armor. So, but it does get to show the Deathwings, the Talon. In a second, I'm just going to move them now there. The Raven Wing, sorry, that's it, the Raven Wing Talon. You can just see there, just quickly go really quick. So, do it again. Just going to move 2 hexes. Call in the Raven Wing. Bang, and some damage. And some pretty decent damage as well. And I'd like to say, I think that's going to be really good at damage when you've got a good crowd control there, just to take off some damage in a line. So there we go. What do you guys think? Like I say, it looks pretty interesting. I do think it's going to be a kind of support stroke arena character for sure. I'm not too quite sure where else he's going to sit in the game, but it looks really good. I think you can get this guy free tomorrow if you're turning up at Warhammer Fest, and also there's going to be a chance you can get him in, which I think starts tomorrow as well, which is the Battle Pass. And if you want to pay the premium, you get a chance to complete that and get him in full as well there. So I'm sure there'll be other chances to get him as well if you didn't turn up at Warhammer Fest, and also if you don't get him from the Battle Pass. So hope that helps some people out there. Just give a sneak peek on this guy that's coming out tomorrow. Please don't forget to check out some of my other videos, and also hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Take care, bye bye.